Hello everyone, today we'll talk about the growing number of cars bring lots of serious problems to environment. As we can see, there are lots of cars on the street.
Hello guys, today we are at the Carlton Gardens and we would like to share you an important message about gas emission and the solution how to reduce it. So what is carbon emission? Carbon emission is the release of carbon into the atmosphere. The main example would be the greenhouse gases, which is also the main contributors to the climate change. Greenhouse gases is also considered as an air pollution. However, it is also referred as carbon emission in the case of global warming. The Industrial Revolution has increased over year. The burning of fossil fuels, which rapidly increased the amount of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere and also increased the chance of global warming.
So right now I'm going to give you brief explanations of the sources of carbon dioxide emissions. So there are both human and natural sources of carbon dioxide emissions. First, the natural sources include like decomposition, ocean release, and respirations, while human sources came from the activities like cement production, deforestation, as well as the burning of fossil fuels like coal, oil, and natural gas. Human sources of dioxide emissions are much smaller than the natural emissions, but then it upset the natural balance that already existed for 1,000 years before human coexist. Then human sources of emission have upset the natural balance by adding extra carbon dioxide to the atmosphere without removing any of it.
So now I'm going to explain about the impact of carbon emissions to the environment and the society. The first one will be shrinking water supplies. The emissions released by the carbon emissions will warm the atmosphere in the ecosystem. Thus, it will decrease the water supply in the ecosystem because the water evaporates, and it will cause the society to have a scarce of water supply. The second one will be increasing incidence of severe weather. According to NASA, global warming caused by carbon emissions has the potential to result in wildfires, droughts, and tropical storms. The third one would be changes in food supply. Changing weather affects the agricultural industry and human food supply. Carbon emissions contribute to increasing temperature, and decreasing precipitation will have an impact to the crop failure, which will lead to food scarcity. And lastly, it's going to be geographical changes, which is the increase in temperature caused by carbon emission melts the ice polar caps, which will increase the sea level and will cause flood.
Hey bro, do you want to go to supermarket buy some food?
Yes.
So we go?
Yes,
Go.
sure. Come on.
Hey bro, I remember we go to supermarket. Why we drove car?
It's convenient.
But it's not good for environment. Maybe we can take train.
Train. Okay, you're right.
Sometimes we only need to drive when necessary, and we can choose public transportation at other times.
We are currently in the freight trap zone.
Okay, we are in the supermarket right now. This is a good way to protect the environment.
We can see that is a new type of garbage sorting in China, which will help us to protect the environment very well and build the great society. Finally, car pollution and garbage emission are problems that must be solved in the real world. These problems have rigorous affect the health of the earth. Therefore, we believe that green travel and garbage sorting can reduce this problem maximum.